Now you have to decide which curve type you want to use to build your panel out of. However, any of these curves will work. Now, because I have some really sharp corners here and maybe some tight wavy areas, I might want to choose a Bezier curve. But again, any of these will work. Now, as I build my curve, I might want to activate the mesh constraint feature or the background constraint, just so that I know that my vertices of the curve that I'm creating will adhere to the shell UV mesh and maintain a 2D planar construction. So I'm going to get started here. I just want to make sure that handle constraint is on. That's one of the little caveats when you're building curves and you want to constrain it to a background. So here we go. I'll just start here. And again, we need to go in a counterclockwise direction. And I want to make sure that I don't get too close to the edges because you might find that your panels or your curves will go astray and won't adhere to the UV map of the shoe. You also want to pay close attention to the curvature of the shoe in the area that you're building your curves or that you're placing your control vertices for that curve. Because the greater the degree of curvature of the shoe, the closer you'll need to place your control vertices on that curve, just so that the spans between the vertices don't sink beneath the surface of the shoe contours. And again, if the curve goes astray, goes off of the edge of the shoe for any reason, like that, as you can see, it's no big deal. You just grab the control vertice there and just bring it on back onto the UV map. Now I'm going to go ahead and pause the video for now and return just as soon as I'm nearly done with the curve. And make sure we make this a closed curve. And there we go. So the next thing I think I want to do here is make sure that this okay, so notice I'm kind of messed up around the front, so that tells me that I may have an issue here. And let's make sure that we keep our handles as well on the surface of our UV mesh. Okay, I think this looks pretty good for our first curve. And remember, we can always go back later and change things because this is a mesh operation. And let's go ahead and move on to the next step.